It's time for Pure
Performance. Get your stopwatches ready. It's time for Pure Performance with Andy Grabner and Brian Wilson. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another fun-filled and exciting episode of Pure Performance. As always, my name is Brian Wilson. That has not changed yet, and I think your name is still Andy Grabner. Is that correct?
Well, on my passport, it says Andreas Grabner, just to be sure. But everybody, please call me Andy.
And can we get your passport number and driver's license number and some other information while you're giving out?
Yeah, well, you don't want to see my driver's license, especially not the Austrian one, because it's an embarrassment. First of all, the picture is old and doesn't look good. And second of all, in Austria, I still have the old pinkish-looking piece of paper that they call driver's license. And people typically laugh at it when they see it outside of Austria.
I hope you have long hair in your old Austrian driver's license picture. That'd be awesome. A mullet.
I look like 16. And anyway, so
Andy, why are we recording another? We just, so obviously these are aired weeks apart and everything, and maybe even months depending on what we're doing. But in reality, we just finished wrapping up our recording with Klaus about Visually Complete and Speed Index. So anybody who's listening like a long time ago was like, wow, this is all on the same day. But we were so excited to do another one. Why are you so excited? What are we gonna? We're recording another one back to back. Why?
Yeah, so we still have Klaus here with me. I have him with me here in Boston. And the reason why we did another recording is Klaus earlier today did a webinar with Panera Bread. And you did the intro section to that. And what I was so excited about was some of the messaging he had about, he talked about digital mastery. I will let him talk about what this means. But he brought up some topics that just so much reminded me of what we have been talking to when we talk about DevOps and breaking down these silos. Mm-hmm. And he just has a different angle on the whole thing. And I was just fascinated. And actually, without further ado, Klaus, first of all, welcome back to the show.
Hey, welcome. Wow, love to be back.
We won't tell everybody what happened in between these shows.
No. No. So, Klaus, I was excited about the webinar. You talked about digital mastery and the challenges. And can you just fill us in a little bit on what you actually presented?
So I was talking about, digital transformation is a topic that everybody hears, depending on which company you are in, a little bit more, a little bit less. But I spoke not about the transformation itself. I picked with Panera a very good example. They already went through the transformation. And I picked in the intro a couple of examples to just let people know that, digital transformation is something that happens. Mm-hmm. Other than the climate change, where people are still debating, digital transformation, there is a common sense, it is going on right away. And we've seen there so many changes, like the biggest sales event in the world, the single day over in Asia on 11th of November is today the biggest e-commerce day. Mm-hmm. It's within just 24 hours, close to $18 billion of revenue. And 82% of this revenue is done via mobile devices. So mobile is just a fact. And we have very, very good examples, like I'm traveling a lot like you, Andy, and Marriott is the Marriott app is helping me a ton. So it's really focusing with what they can on the frequent traveler, help him booking stuff, getting people to the hotel, getting into the room, even with keyless, just hold your phone to the door. It really helps a lot. And now we are actually expanding here massively. Think of airline industry. You have kiosks on the airport. You have your mobile phone. You have maybe the app on the tablet. You have maybe your smartwatch with you that helps you, again, while you're traveling, from the booking all the way till you're in the airport and up in the air, and then back down, it adjusts what are you delivering to the consumer. But there's so many different digital touch points, and this is now the thing. It's even getting worse. Digital touch points are talking to each other. Banking industry. If you go to an ATM, you don't insert your card anymore. You just hold your phone next to it because you already pre-arrival, you said, hey, dear ATM, I'm coming by, give me $100. And it just gives you this money. So you have digital touch points communicating with each other. And if we look at that, we have those, so I call them digital raptors. We have them already out there. And they are just eating away the good, simple nuggets from all those that are not willing to transform. So they are losing money already. And the thing is, if you look at digital transformation, and study that I was involved in was, the result was the top 4 reasons why people cannot transform are data silos. Data silos, meaning different databases. Let's say you have data in Google Analytics, then you have data in Dynatrace, you have data in your CRM, you have data all over the place in multiple databases. And this is something that is actually hindering people to move forward with the digital transformation. The thing is, you will say, like, Andy, DevOps, didn't we just get rid of all the silos? We got rid of the silo between the developers and the operators. But if you look at a company, there is so much more around. There are people like marketing division, salespeople, executives. Everybody wants to know something about these digital touch points. And since digital transformation is all about digital, it put it all IT upfront, really upfront and on the spot. Because now all of a sudden, in order to get the answer, hey, is somebody, let's say our virtual, my example, virtual consumer, Max, is he actually transacting in a positive way with our company so that we are making money? Is he buying our services? Is he consuming our services? Is he buying our products? That's a key thing, but how can you find out? Max might be using at home his tablet, on the way the mobile phone. Then he is maybe in your shop, if you have a shop. He's in your shop and interacting there with your point of sale systems, a kiosk or something like that. How do we find out? Is he interacting with us in a positive way? What are the flows in between? What is the user behavior behind that? And where we've been always really good is like DevOps takes care of each of these digital touch points. You have a pipeline per digital touch point. So I have a pipeline, the mobile app developers, one for the web site development, another one for the kiosk app development, and whatever you have in-house. You basically always have these DevOps pipelines. But this is basically a silo then, because per pipeline, we probably get out the business results, because they are the most important thing that we have to look at anyway. The second thing is this digital touch point available to a consumer so he can interact with us? Is that whole thing going on without any failures? We have to look at errors. And consumers today are expecting a certain performance. And this is what they look at. They'll really like per silo, everything's covered. But now Max, multi-touch point, how do you do that? And this is where I think we with Dynatrace did a great job. And Panera was kind of an awesome example for that. We can break down these silos, help breaking down these silos, because we have this enormous amount of information. We can give you the view. Max used your digital touchpoints from the certain locations with whatever device, give you the deep technical insight, and also the business relevance, saying like, hey, how often did he interact with us in a positive way for the company? How often did he complete the transactions? And on top, the cherry on top of the cake is alerts for IT used to be, okay, I go out there and fix it. But now within Dynatrace, we changed it. We changed this whole alert to also see what is the impact. So let's say I have there a box, a server on, somewhere in my backend sitting, and I would get an alert, disk is full. Is this disk is full just because we're writing too many log messages and who cares about the log files in this case? Or is disk is full means, okay, out there my users can no longer interact with my website because we cannot store a file or whatever this user might be wanted to upload. And this is something that I get out of the box, and then it makes it for operations people much more real. If I have all of a sudden an alert that tells me, hey, I have 1,000 user interactions per minute being impacted by this particular problem, or hey, this is just a problem that I can take care of whenever I have time because there is no user impact out there. And this is what I think is digital experience monitoring at the edge, because having this central view, because it's not stopping here. I mean, in the webinar, I used the example with Alexa, where we have now user interfaces that are no longer depending on clicks, and still you want to know, did this user get a right answer from Alexa? Was this user able to buy something via Alexa? Or stuff like that. That's what I'm passionate about, and I think I hit a good point.
Yeah. So what I liked also so much from the guy, what was his name again? Prashant from Panera. What he actually said, and you brought it right. You have the teams that are focusing on the kiosk, they're focusing on the mobile app and whatever else they have. And it's similar to what I see now in the microservice world, where we have microservice teams that are having their own pipelines, but they only focus on their microservice and they make sure that they have all the monitoring correct, but they don't know how they potentially impact others. And so the same way is with here. So what he actually said, well, they figured out that in the morning people use a lot the mobile app but not to order something online, but just look at the zip code. Where is the next location? So if I would be the person or the group that is responsible for the mobile app, I would probably freak out because every day in the morning I see a lot of users, but nobody of them converts and buys something. Whereas at noon, they all use the mobile app to actually put an order in, an online order, and then pick it up at the store. So conversion rates go up. But if I don't know that the people in the morning actually then go physically to the store and buy something through the kiosk or through the point of sales, if I don't know that, I may make the wrong decisions even.
Yeah.
But if I have this consolidated view that I know, in your case, Max is using his phone first to get to the next digital touch point and then actually purchase with us. If we have this information, it's much better to actually understand customers moving through the system. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then also if you have the same data set and not needing to compare, a log system 1 versus log system 2 versus CRM system 1, CRM system 2. I mean, we all know that there's the challenge. Even we within Dynatrace, within our organization, we're using Salesforce and we're using this tool, and sometimes it's a little hard. Yeah. So that's why using actually Dynatrace on the whole thing and putting the user in the center and then knowing all the interactions is just makes it so much. Makes more sense and actually breaks down these silos.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I can think of another example too. If you think about, let's say, any brick and mortar store who maybe has a website and then they start doing a mobile app and maybe have a kiosk in the store, doing the electronic point of sale systems in their store, these all might have been developed separately, right? And because of that separateness of development, they might each be even storing data differently into different databases or different file formats, or there might not be common data points through them, so that when, let's say, the mobile app gets developed, they have to pull data from one of the other existing resources, convert that data to their format, and change it over. And instead of taking an approach of saying, all right, now we have all these different touch points, let's look at this, not in terms of from a monolithic app point of view, but let's standardize across all of it. So that means we have to have our mobile app development team talking with our kiosk development team, talking with our point of sales development team, talking with our standard website development team, so that we're all using same formats, data points, all the same kind of formats for the services, so that we don't have to take and do special conversions to make it work with our component. Bringing those all, when you were talking about the idea of silos, Klaus, that's kind of where I was thinking more in the terms of, in traditional DevOps, of bringing that single line of team together, bringing the multiple lines of team together into one, and really just sharing all that data. Besides that awesome stuff, that example, Andy, you brought up about the mobile development team in the morning, the location being used, but then nothing else until the afternoon, and they don't know that those conversions are going on because they might not be. There's so much here, and it kind of goes back to, I forget which episode and who he asked. Might have been, I think it might have even been Gene Kim when we were asking, like, what's the next step in DevOps? What's the next big breakthrough? And I don't know if I would qualify this as quite a major breakthrough, but it's definitely a big leap in the idea of, breaking down silos within the teams from dev to production, but also then within those separate tracks into bringing those together. I think this is just a fantastic idea here.
Cool.
Yeah, we have to do it because I just pulled out the study again, and there's like the top 4 things were kind of interrelated. So the number 1 item was data silos, department-specific databases. Number 2 was poor data quality. Number 3 was missing coordinated processes between departments. And number 4 was redundant data. So if we take point number 1, the data silos, and the missing coordination between the departments, leading probably also to those data silos, then it's no wonder that we have redundant data, because different teams having the same need for information, and redundant data leads then to poor data quality as well. So they are really strong interrelated.
Yeah.
And poor data quality leads to poor business decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the worst case. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, like, oh my God, our mobile app is not good, so let's rewrite it. And no, it's actually not. It's actually good. People just shop somewhere else, or just shop through a different channel. Yeah.
And even going back to knowing how your code is used, you always bring that up, Andy, the idea of what's the adoption of code or functions that get put in. Who cares if the mobile app is mainly used for finding your store? That's part of the big picture of driving that revenue. So great, embrace it, and don't really mess with it, but maybe just refocus on how it's being used.
It's one step on the conversion funnel.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
You brought up something really important now, revenue. This is the whole monitoring starts with, hey, am I making money? Do I make revenue? Do people transact in a positive way? This is key. We sometimes tend to start with performance first. I mean, we're in a performance company, but actually it is, are we making money first? And then it's about the availability of those touch points. And then it's about the errors. And I have to say, performance is unfortunately just the 4th place.
In the traditional sense.
In the traditional sense.
Yeah.
But performance impacts. I was just going to say, but performance can very much have an impact on that revenue, and that's what we see all over and over again. And tying those performance metrics together with the business metrics, having the ability to see what the impact of a slowdown or some errors directly on either your bounces, conversions, or abandonments is quite crucial.
Klaus, if people want to watch that webinar, what was the title again? So they can search for it.
There are 2 webinars. There's one, the digital customer, the center of your universe, and the other one is Digital Mastery and Joy at Panera Bread.
Cool. Yeah. So, folks, if you listen and if you want to check it out, I guess go to dynatrace.com or go to resources.dynatrace.com and then search for these webinars. Really worth watching. I mean, I didn't see the first one. Did I mention about the second one?
May want to link those.
Yeah, we'll link those as well. Yeah, that's good. Cool. Well, look at this. 2 episodes today.
Yeah. 2 of them in record time.
Yes. There you go. Here we go. So performance matters in this case.
Yeah. So I think every time we have a long show, we're going to have Klaus on for the next time to have a short show.
to get the average down.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
good.
Klaus, thanks again for being our guest. And
welcome.
Yes, we welcome you back anytime. So we will put up a link to your, you don't have to try spelling out your, well, it's not even that hard. I can do it, right? KENZENHOFER, right?
Yeah.
That's your Twitter handle. And follow Klaus. He's always putting up a lot of great stuff and great ideas about that digital experience and just wonderful, wonderful stuff. You're a great asset to our team, Klaus.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you can follow me at Emperor Wilson or Andy at Grabner Andy. And you can also follow pure_DT. Send any questions, comments to pure_DT or pureperformance@dynatrace.com. And so from me here in Denver, where we're going to have, it was 80 degrees yesterday, and we're going to have snow tomorrow, so yay. I'll see you all soon. I got nothing else. So, anybody else?
No, we're good. Greetings from Boston, where we hit 90 today. So that's actually a nice change.
Yeah.
And thanks for listening. Thanks, Klaus.
Thanks for having me. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.